You may think that I look a bit of a twat in these shades, and so do I, but the eyes are a bit... The hay fever. It is that time of year. Anyway, age gaps. Do you know, when I was a kid, I always thought that my dad was ancient. He wasn't. Although he had me when he was 30, so by the time I got to 15, he was considerably older, obviously. But what brought this to my attention is I had Callum over, and Callum's 21 years well, he's younger than me, right? I don't know the way you're going to put that. I'm not really with it today, but bear with. So I just was so aware of how much that he took for granted he knew, that he assumed that I knew, and I assumed that he would know stuff that he had no idea. And the live stream was just like, it was like a square peg in a round hole. It was I thought it was quite funny in places, but it was just the things. It was just like, well, you know how to do that, and I'm like, no. And I was like, you know this, no. And it was quite funny trying to hold a stream together while the pair of us were on totally different pages for most of it. But yeah, there it is. Which makes me realise that how my kid must look at me, bless her heart. Whatever. They were saying, like, you know, at school when they were being taught computers, all this stuff they were trying to teach, and they already knew, so they were just doing something else. When they were trying to teach me computers at school, I had no interest at all. It's like, has it got a chain? No. Can it do jumps? No. Why the fuck am I interested in that? Is it a car? No. Bye. That was probably my downfall. You find that the really square kids at school actually did better in life, probably work-wise, than obviously us lot, because here I am driving a truck and they're probably doing something that's making a lot more money from whatever. But there you go. Seems that also I learned a little bit about YouTube, its algorithms, how it works. And if you've just decided, apparently this is what Callum's, his understanding is, if you subscribe to loads of different stuff, what was happening is your feed was getting jammed up. So what they worked out was how much you clicked on certain things, and the ones you didn't click on so much, they just stopped showing you it in your feed. That was his understanding. I think there is more to it than that, but that was his. But if that is the case, then most of the people that aren't watching my stuff on a regular basis won't get to see anything. It is what it is. Which leads me on to the next thought. To build up your subscribers and to get yourself out of the doldrums, what I'm going to have to do is cover the topics that I really want to. You know, do the normal stuff, but you'll actually have to make an effort. And if there's something trending, do that, so you'll get more clicks, which then might, in theory, change the algorithm towards you. You've just got to try anything at the moment, because otherwise you just end up in the broom cupboard kind of thing. I shouldn't say that, because that was where Phil Schofield came from, wasn't it? Him and Gordon the Gopher. Yeah, that was a really bad idea. Anyway, whatever. So I actually have to, at some point, and I don't know how I'm going to do this, because I'm not on TV. I don't watch it, that is. And I could only listen to so much Radio 2 before I want to rip the stereo out the cab, because that pretentious sort of whinging and moaning, cyclist loving, lefty leaning, grey haired twat on around lunchtime, with his condescending fucking voice, just does my nut in. Fine. But I've got to listen to the news to get some idea of maybe what to go for. And have you got any good ideas of where I find what's trending? Because I am, as he put it, like a boomer. I'm not a boomer, I am Gen X, I believe. Doesn't mean a great deal. Born in 1975. So there it is. What else? No, I think that's going to be about it. That was just a quick catch up. I don't know what you thought. Winston Smith, he was on the first stream, and admittedly I'd had a few drinks, but I thought that went all right. But he preferred the second one without him, but I think he likes to knock himself a bit. He hasn't got enough confidence, Winston. He's a very nice lad, and he's very good at what he does. And I believe that Winston offers a very positive input to a stream. Say, for instance, I'm just the mess, the drunken, not drunken, but yeah, I've had a few beers, and I'm the bit of a, I don't know, you'll get it. And then you've got the intelligent, 21 years younger, trying to understand what the hell we're going on about whilst trying to explain stuff to us we don't understand. You've got Winston, who's adding a more subtle and balanced approach to the stream. But anyway, I've got to buy myself this thing that goes into the computer, which then you can plug all the cameras in and have them working at the same time. We also tried streaming without streaming to all the platforms, and it didn't cut out. So who knows? I don't understand it. But if I did get all those cameras working at the same time, then and if I was having, say for instance, people around the table, then I would probably use I wouldn't use StreamYard, because it would be like a podcast, I suppose. I could still do the call-in, but yeah, StreamYard offers one set of things, so you can have things scrolling across the screen and all the rest of it, which makes it simpler for a person like me who's technologically constipated. However, if, say for instance, we're doing podcasts, then I could probably end up running it through OBS, if any of you know that, once I'd figured it out, and you could probably put a lot more layers on and things would work better that way. I don't know. But I do like the idea of the podcast thing where we get guests in and have the crack with them. But it's all about their expressions and what they're saying as well at the same time. So that involves getting one camera on them, one camera on me, maybe another one facing all of us, so that as we're saying stuff that's either offensive, funny, or whatever, or shocking, or whatever, you can pick up their expression and what their answer is at the same task while seeing the other people's expression. And it's that kind of stuff that adds to the humour of a podcast. So that's just a thought. But unfortunately, that part I'm going to have to save up for because it's 500 quid. And yeah, things are a bit expensive at the moment because I was paying weekly rent, don't ask. And then they just said, right, we're going on to monthly. So you paid a week and then the next week you've got to pay stupid sum of cash. And you're like, so we won't be buying that this week. No. So it is what it is. Anyway, did you enjoy the weekend? Mine was a little hard. Friday night I was out socialising with people from the village, which was lovely. But then we got involved in shots. Not really something I usually do, but it's becoming a thing. And the same kiddie that did that is probably moving in directly opposite me. This could be bad or good. I don't know. Anyway, that was and then Saturday we went back to the pub to get over Friday, and there was a band on. You could probably work out how that one went. And then Saturday I spent all day getting over Sunday I should say I spent all day getting over Saturday and Friday, so no alcohol. And then yesterday it was quite nice, and we went to, you know when you've been away from somewhere for a while and you go, I'll go this way, and end up driving down a one-way street. You're like, this wasn't one way before. And then you go all the way to this place where there's National Trust because it's got a toilet there. No, that toilet has been gone probably 10 years, but I haven't been around that part of, because I've moved out of West and onto the outskirts, and it just shows how much I go there because loads of places I was going to were either closed, knocked down, transformed, weren't as they were, and I was feeling really quite weird. There it is. But this was a bit of a ramble. Now we've got to go and find some news and go from there. The problem is I'm still getting a lot of whinging about, there's a lot of wind noise, and fuck all I can do about it. Driving an absolute brick. The only time I can actually do a video, if that's such a problem, is by parking up, which means you'll get one video a day maximum, because the rest of it I'm just flat out the whole time. So it is what it is. That does get used a bit. Right, what is the time? How long have we got? 15 minutes. Right, I'm going to jump off. I'll speak to you in a bit.